So here we have the BMW 420d Grand Coupe M Sport on a 67 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see that it's a 5-door car with alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. So the tailgate on this car will open electronically. You can either do that by pressing the button on the tailgate or the button on the bottom of this key. If we give that a push, the tailgate will open, as you can see, and then we can approach the back of the car. On doing so, you'll see we have reversing sensors, loads of boot space as well, along with that 60/40 split folding rear seat. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car now, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's in lovely condition the whole way round. Really lovely looking car. Just briefly before we climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. As you can see, you get full leather seats. There's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start off with the dials. On the left-hand side, we have the fuel gauge. We then have the speedometer and the rev counter on the far right-hand side. We're back out to the steering wheel. On the right, you can see we have stereo controls as well as voice activation for the phone. So if you hit that button and ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, it'll do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or pocket. That is, of course, once you pair the phone, and I'll show you where you do that in a moment. And on the left-hand side, we have cruise control and speed limiter. The paddles behind the steering wheel, the plus and minus, are to change gear. It's an automatic gearbox, but you can put it into a kind of a semi-automatic mode and go up or down a gear using these paddles. Over in the centre we have the touch screen. Now you can see this car's got satellite navigation. If we go back to the main menu, there's lots of different options. Everything I'm doing there in terms of moving around on the main screen, it's all being done using BMW's iDrive system. So twisting that will take you through the menus. You can then select things. You can move this to the right, left, up or down to move or navigate around various different menus. So for example, if we want to look at the radio and media, we push that button down. You can see this car's got DAB, digital radio, FM, AM, auxiliary input, CD player, and you can stream music wirelessly via Bluetooth audio. It also has USB input on top of that. So lots of ways to listen to your music in this car. The CD player itself is directly below that unit, just here, and the main volume for the stereo is at the end here as well. You then have dual zone climate control. So if we turn it on, we can adjust the temperature independently on either side of the car. Once you're happy with the temperature, you can adjust the fan speed up or down from here. That button will then turn the air conditioning on, or you can hit auto, and the car will maintain those temperatures for you by taking control of the fan speed itself, which you can hear it doing, and you can just readjust the fan speed or press the auto button to go back to the same settings you were on previously. We also have a heated driver and passenger seat in this car as well. We have a 12-volt charging socket here with the 2 cup holders, and this will close over that gap should you wish to shut that away. We have the fully automatic gearbox with that semi-automatic mode that I mentioned previously. And then to the right-hand side of that, this button will allow us to turn on the front parking sensors. Putting it in reverse automatically puts the rear ones on. You can change the driver setup of the car. So we're in comfort mode at the moment. You can put it into Sport or Eco Pro. That will change the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal. So it'll be more sensitive in Sport mode. The steering will also be firmer. And in Eco Pro, it just makes the whole car that bit more docile, better for driving in traffic, for example. And you can turn off your traction control from there as well. You then have the iDrive system. Now I mentioned the big dial that you can use here. You can access certain main menus with those buttons directly should you wish to. And then in the central armrest we have the auxiliary and USB input. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.